That was funny. Where's Nigel? Betsy, you're not allowed.
No, that was when I walked home with me before Christmas. When I done
Was
that,
it?
wasn't
No, yeah. But yeah, when we had that, give me that bottle. Betsy just chased me around all night.
Oh, did she?
Yeah,
Oh.
You're not allowed to get mad, Betsy. I'm like, no, you don't.
They put me to bed at 10 o'clock, 10:30. I was out again.
You escaped.
No, they went down there. I was back down there, wasn't I?
Oh, fucking hell.
Mad. What's
Me?
mod culture to us?
I suppose it's the scooters, the music, the rallies,
The beer?
the beer, yeah.
Clothes have got a
You
lot
just
to do
get
with it
there
as
and
well.
go in.
Originally mod.
Piss big
Clothes.
style.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got your clothes as well.
It gives me a pride in myself, which you don't get in everyday life. When you go out, you're looking smart. When you're at work, you know, you're dressed, you're shit, you're covered in shit and all the rest of it, and you can't keep that look. But when you come home and you want to go out and meet your mates, you look smart. Now I've got older, and I go out on a Saturday night and I've got people who are in the same scene around me. I don't just want to look smart, I want to look smart, but different. My suits are cut, so they're different to everybody else's, and you get a certain pride out of it. You know, I see kids on the street with their jeans hanging down and their arse hanging out. It's ridiculous. But you see a mod going out, he's got his head up, he's looking sharp, he's got pride in himself.
It's discipline as well,
And
isn't it?
discipline,
It's
yeah,
discipline.
you're right.
You know, it takes a certain amount of self-dedication to continue that whole genre, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you want to go out, you need smart, you know, you don't do things by half measures, as you
No.
say, but it's about pride, there's a certain amount of discipline. And individualism comes in a lot into it as well. And I think at the back end of it, dare I say it, for mod was about working class
Yeah.
people looking the part.
And even if you leave the scene, it stays with you. I see people come into my cafe in their 60s, and when they walk in, you sort of you can clock it. Their shirt's a button down. It might not be a Brutus, but it's a button down. They got a pair of loafers on. They got a pair of Levi's on, and they're holding themselves
There's like
smart.
a piece of DNA, isn't it?
There's
that
that little
all
bit-
remains. A little
exactly.
bit of DNA.
It never leaves
remains.
you.
Trendsetters.
Trendsetters.
No, because we were actually following the culture from the 60s, and this is gradually what's happening again now. Now you can buy cheaper scooters. People are starting to get back into scootering and following the scene.
Well, you think the young people now would call us traditionalists? We were probably
Old
there.
bastards.
Yeah, well, that's another way of saying it. But more traditionalists. But that goes back to the time of the jazz era. We are the traditionalists. We hate to say it. We like to think we're
Yeah.
not. But we call the people of the original mods were probably the traditional mods, the older mods. We in the 70s, we became the modernists, the mods, the new mods. And then this, you know, as you go through this cycle, the next generation becomes a new mod, and you step back into the traditional mod era. It sort of peters out, but it comes back. It'll come back, and I think that's it needs to come back now.
Yeah,
I think it is in a lot of ways. I think it is. I think the underlying theme, I think what we've all kind of come to is it was about individualism. It
Yes.
was about what you do, but you didn't need to enforce it on anybody else.
No.
Yeah, you're an individual,
Individualism.
but you're a group.
Yeah. Clubs I've been in the Modern Final now, but like Nige, sort of half left the scene for a bit in the probably the late 90s because of family and everything. Priorities take over. Did the odd do, did the odd rally, but now kids are sort of grown up a little bit more dependent. Just gives me time to me and our indoors to enjoy what we enjoyed as younger kids and again re-establish the connections and start to enjoy it again. That's for me.
The reason that I had to get out of it is because I got into a bit of trouble.
Just for a change.
Just for a change, yeah.
Yeah.
Fighting with greasers, as they were called.
They're still greasers.
Bikers,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, there was
Still
that was a
greasers.
bit of a.
But that doesn't happen anymore now, does it?
No, we're all.
But we used to go out on scooters. We used to get these silly people on motorbikes follow us,
Take the piss.
take the piss, and want to punch up.
We used to give it to
And
them.
we used to entertain them.
Oblige them. Oblige them. What happens now? It doesn't happen. What happened then? It doesn't happen now. You're absolutely right. I think we've grown up a little bit. I wouldn't
Yes.
say we've matured.
Yeah.
It
It is the growing up.
please.
Yeah, it is the growing up business.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the growing up thing that's changed. We're grown ups. When we were kids, it's the same as every other young person, isn't it? You know, everyone wants to enjoy themselves and make their stamp on life and their surroundings. And our surroundings was, we wanted that mod thing. And you get the hairy bikers, they didn't want that. They wanted to look hard, and, you know, smell and have long hair, which we took exception to. But getting back to your question is, what's different now is, I think society has changed in such a way that it's due for another mod revival. I think that youngsters, the younger people, have got to start smartening up, taking pride in themselves and bringing back what we had, which was taking pride in yourself, the way you hold yourself and the way you live. Because I think nowadays kids are fucked unless they get up and shake themselves up and do what we did, which was work bloody hard. We had shit jobs and used to get covered in crap and stink. We come from fucking rough backgrounds, but at the weekends we smartened up. We were proud of what we'd done, proud of the way we looked.
Well, I used to say years ago, if you seen a bloke on a motorbike, not one of these big racing bikes, an old BSA or whatever it was.
Handlebars up here and there.
Big, yeah, he painted handlebars and that. All dressed with Satan's devils on the back and everything else. If you rode by and used to go, fuck off.
Yeah.
That was the start.